How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Loose Cannons podcast. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. It's been a great week, a great start to the new year, 2026. Not just Arsenal winning games, but the Ops are dropping points in their games too. We're going to get into all of that, people. Jordan and James back in the building. Like, hype, subscribe, and obviously show the special guest some love. And the special guest is someone familiar. You've heard from him. Maybe it's been a little while since you've heard from him, but big up Premzy in the building. Our Arsenal representative all the way there in Manny, man. What are you telling me, Premzy?
Yo, love, thank you very much for having me. I'm watching what you man are doing. I took a little bit of a break still, like I was talking to you off air, saying about my children. But you know what, bro? You're smashing it. You get me? You're giving me something to listen to all the time. So thank you very much. Thank you for having me again. And you know what, bro? What a time to be an Arsenal fan. You get me? What a time to be an Arsenal fan. Normally, they used to see an angry Premzy. No, it's happy.
It's mad, isn't it? We come a long way when we started this thing. No kids, and we was angry, and now we've got kids. You obviously two of your own, and now we're a bit softer. I don't know if the kids have done that to us too, but Arsenal's form and trajectory the last few years has certainly helped. But people, Premzy's channel is in the description. He hasn't used it for a little while, but I'm sure he's going to get back onto it when the priorities get in place and he needs to do what he needs to do. But make sure you go subscribe, show him some love. He's on the road to 10k. He's got just over 6, so subscribe if you haven't already. And if he doesn't do stuff, then he'll be back here for sure anyway. So big up Premzy. I love that you're from Manny and you support Arsenal though, bro, because you see I grew up here with all the Man United fans in London. Do you get it? So knowing that you were the opposite, you're in Manny growing up and all the United fans are around you and you're holding it up because of Henry and all that over there.
And you know what? No one can ever say I'm a glory hunter, you know what I mean? Nobody, mate, because man was in the trenches. And what people don't realise is my dad's actually from London. So when he married my mum, he moved to Manchester. And obviously I've just repped what my dad repped, you know what I mean? He hated Man United, anything but United. And man just had to keep it real, bro. Even like I said, Saeed, you know him, you chat to him. He's known me since 3 years old. Man's repped it hard. Primary school, high school, kept it 110. But you know what? It's if everyone supports the same team, it'll be boring, innit? So you gotta have that. You gotta have it.
Do you know what one of my favorite things about you, Premzy, is I remember when we first met. I think it was when we lost 5-0 at the Etihad. Do you remember? I think you were at that game on AFTV. It's fair to say you weren't happy with Arteta at the time. That's fair enough. But look, obviously, tell me if I'm wrong. Like I'm obviously not. Yeah, people's opinions on things change all the time. But I feel like there was a moment where you kind of changed your mind on the direction of Arsenal under Arteta. And you know, in that time, we've had lots of ups and downs, but you've kind of quite firmly stuck with it. Like, I'm just kind of interested what your thoughts are on Arteta in general, like in the last couple of years, because I definitely remember tuning into like some content and we were going through a difficult patch and you were like, no, to be fair though, I'm seeing this, this and this. And through the dips, you kind of stuck with it, which was quite a U-turn from how you felt at the beginning. So I'm just kind of interested how you feel about Arteta and the team in general.
To be fair, bro, I'm just an honest fan. So I can only call what I see right in front of me. I'm not a fortune teller. I can't tell what's going to be ahead. I can only see what's here and now. And I think that's the only thing you can judge on when it comes to football. Yes, you can have an educated guess and think players are going to grow and become good and so on and so on. But as the team is, you got to really and truly judge it as it is. And at them times, we moved over from Arsene Wenger to start challenging and winning trophies and not challenging for top 4. Then we come into Unai Emery, which to be fair, I wasn't really killing Unai Emery off. I didn't think he did too much of a bad job. I thought there was players that he wanted, he didn't get. I think if the board backed him at the time a little bit more, things could have been a little bit different for him. I don't think the media helped him out as well. But then Arteta come in. First of all, it's a manager that, he was a captain of Arsenal Football Club. However, he's had no managerial career ever. So it's like, for example, now I'm setting up this business. If I bring in a manager that's got no experience whatsoever, as an owner, I'm not really going to be confident in that guy. So as a fan, we're definitely not going to have confidence. But these guys backed him and they thought, right, okay, we're going to take a risk on him. And at them times, finishing 8th, that wasn't good enough for me. And I'm a fan that's going to call it out. You get me? That's exactly what I done. But then I give credit where credit's due. If when Arteta started to challenge for top 4 again, miss out by a game or two, I criticised when I needed to criticise. And I thought, right, okay, I can see the team's going in a bit of a different direction. Different players are coming in. More often than not, they're working. So let's see what this guy can do. Then we go on. Out of nowhere, we start challenging. Now, this is what I wanted to see as an Arsenal fan. Now, I'll be daft to say, look, we're challenging now. Let's get rid of this guy, because the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And I've seen a lot of positives with what he was doing. Bear in mind, I'm a match-going fan. So I've seen the difference in atmosphere at the stadium. I've seen the togetherness. I've seen all these little intricate changes that are being done, what probably the average man that doesn't go and watch the games can't really see. So I look at it from a total different perspective as well. So I've just given him his credit, because players that he's come in, I criticised Havertz. He come in, he's done a decent job. And you got to give him his fair dues. He has been here a long time. Now he has to win trophies. Don't get it twisted. If he doesn't win anything this season, especially in the position that we're in, I'll be saying straight away, let's be looking elsewhere, because as Arsenal Football Club, with the squad that we got and the players we got, we need to be winning trophies. And if we carry on not winning trophies for another year or two, we're going to start losing these players and this crop of this team that we've got now. So you got to look at it. But I think the guy's done a good job so far, bro. I think you got to look at it sensibly and just call it what you see it. You can't have no agendas. The thing is with me, I'm not on YouTube for clicks and likes and all of this kind of stuff. I just say it as it is. And that's it. True Arsenal fan. Spend my money going to watch Arsenal year in, year out for years. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think my opinion on Arteta at the time was valid. And I think there was a lot of people feeling like that as well, but maybe just not screaming it out. And obviously that kind of went viral because I was a new face on AFTV going berserk. But that wasn't me just trying to get views. I wasn't even anybody there for the camera. That was just literally what was on my chest. But yeah, man, I think he's done a good job so far.
that's the insight I was looking for. It's just really interesting to kind of get your perspective on that. And well, we're going to chat Arsenal. Things are looking good for us at the moment. But yeah, man, it's good to have you, Premzy. Thanks for joining us, man.
Come on, Jordan. You good, yeah?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Yeah, I've seen Premzy went on AFTV, and like James, the start was like man was on Arteta. Like he wasn't having none of it. It was like this guy's a bum. We're struggling, and the reason why one of the few fan cams I did check for was Premzy was because, like he just said, he was always balanced and fair, and when it needs to be called out, he came hard. Sometimes a little bit too much for me, but then he recognized when there was improvements. It's like, well, listen, you're a little bit like me. I ain't got an agenda. If I see nonsense, I'm going to call it out, even as an Arsenal fan. But if I see good things happening, like you, let's credit it. Let's praise it. Let's big it up. Let's show patience. Let's give the man time. So that trajectory and where you've come from on the Arteta journey, for me, it's been a really organic one. It's not based off of, if I say this, I'll get clicks. If I say that, I'll be this guy. It's like, no, let's just say it as it is. Let's just call it as it is. And I like them kind of fans. People are just honest. There's too many people that feel they can't criticize or go hard because it's seen as you're not a supporter of the club. If anything, it's the opposite.
Or go too much the other way. There's too much like backing everything. It's like, why are we backing it?
The worst thing is people are obsessed with sticking with their guns.
Yeah.
There they get called a flip-flop. And I just think to myself, hold on, how is this generation or whichever generation it is, made changing your mind? Because time can do that. Time can change your mind because during time, things change depending on what we're talking about here. We're talking about Arsenal. How have they turned that into flip-flopping? And what you thought 2-3 years ago should still be what you think now because you said it then. Like Premzy said, at that time, it was warranted. But like Premzy said, there's tangible things like being at the stadium, the chemistry, the connection with the fans that Mikel mentioned early on. But we didn't see the importance of it till maybe a couple of years in. And we saw it, ourselves as match-going fans. And now we don't go to as many games as we maybe like to or used to. But we still maintain that is very important. Jordan.
But sorry, just quickly as well, I think there's a difference though between a fan who's a flip-flop and a fan who changes their mind. If you change your mind, that's cool. Everyone can change their mind. When things change, you change your mind. That's cool. For me, a flip-flop is a man that we win 3 games, we're going to win the league. He's great. Best manager in the league. You lose 3 games, sack him. We're crap. Then you win 2 games. No. I told you he's great. He's really, really good. And then you lose a game against Bolton or no, he's rubbish. A flip-flop is a guy or a girl that every 3 games is doing that. Do you know what I mean? So flip-flops, I have no time for because they're emotional and they're driven by the agenda. I don't know why I did that. and they're driven by what they think is going to get them clicks. So flip-floppers, I have no time for. Changing your mind, that's cool. You can change your mind. You can change your mind. That's
Jordan, you know, even when I jumped on AFTV, yeah, and I pretty much I was pretty hot at that point, yeah. Bro, I didn't set up no Instagram and all that for 3 months.
I know.
I wasn't there for that at all. It's just, bro, at the end of the day, like I said, bro, I'm not really I don't care what people think, and I just give an honest opinion on my team. And everybody can change their mind. You get me? If you can't change your mind and look at things differently, like, bro, you don't look at when you're 20 years old, you don't look at things the same as you do when you're 25. When you're 25, you don't look at things the same way you do when you're 30, and so on. You get me? A few years down the line, if improvements have been made, there's no harm in saying the guy's done good, unless you don't want your ego being hurt. And it's like you said, the clicks and the likes and all of this, bro. It's just nonsense, really. But still, as fair fans, if we don't win something this season, I'm not being funny, we need to be looking elsewhere. And that's just where my head's at with it. And I don't think, again, that's being a flip-flop. I think we've given him a lot of time now. I think it's been the first 2 years I was on him. Now, 3 years, he's had a nice run.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
It's very, I think it's very fair. You know, it might be one of those ones where, listen, I think we will do it, and I think we're in a very strong position to do it, and we're going to get into that now. But if worst case and it's not to happen, it might be one of those ones where we look back in a couple of years and say, well, he created the stepping stone for it to all happen, because we are close, and this season it feels closer than ever, not because of a particular points tally or any particular moment, other than, you know, overall looking at our squad, the way we've performed, even though it doesn't look like or feel like we've stepped out of gear 3 all season, maybe gear 4 in some second half performances, but also looking at Man City dropping points here, there and everywhere, Liverpool dropping out the race early. It does feel like this one finally looks like it will be the one. But listen, let's go into Bournemouth first before looking at the bigger scheme, the bigger picture.
I can't wait, by the way. I can't wait for the Liverpool game. We are gonna mash them up, and I can't wait. We'll get there. We'll get there. But I'm so excited, Turkish. But we'll get there.
We're gonna get there, man. What are you saying? Gyokeres hat trick. We're gonna get there, Jordan. Relax.
No, we need to talk on Gyokeres, people.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But listen, Bournemouth 3-2 win, massive win. You know, Bournemouth made a game of it. Bournemouth took the lead. Obviously, we gave that lead to them with Gabriel, but he, as always, as he does when he makes mistakes, he makes up for it shortly after. It's not the first time. Hopefully, it's the last time. And by that, I mean making mistakes, not scoring. And Declan Rice, a player that when I saw on the starting lineup, I said, what the hell is Mikel doing playing this guy before Liverpool after he was injured, talking about his knee? And then in the second half, when he scores that goal, one of only a few players that can score that goal for us, especially from just outside the box, I'm thinking, we needed Rice for this one, because that's what it did feel like in the end. But yeah, let's get into it. Who wants to kick us off with their thoughts overall on the game? That's Premzy, a special guest, man. You obviously watched the game. Big win, but yeah, obviously made better with Man City.
I didn't watch the game, you know, just gonna have time.
We're getting on so well, bro. You were getting on so well.
Letting you know, I watched the show, you know what I mean? I'm just letting you know, I watched the show.
Fair enough.
But nah, go on. Basically, I think Bournemouth started the game pretty well, to be honest. I think they pressed us well. We couldn't really find any space. We couldn't really find any angles. Creating chances in the first half was non-existent. But at the same time, we still managed to when I say stay in the game, I don't mean stay in the game as in we were hanging on by a thread. But going away to Bournemouth, it can be difficult. They've caused us problems, a lot of problems over many years. So I think with the Gabriel mistake, everybody's down straight away. I am personally, I'm thinking, what? How the hell is Gabriel doing that? Like, he is our most reliable centre-back at the moment. Never did I think he would do that. But what does he go and do? He shows the fans, don't worry. I'm here. I'm going to show character. Man didn't score with his head. Do you know what I mean? He popped it in with his foot. He's there in the box, dangerous. 1-1. Told everyone, calm down. We're okay. And you know what? As an Arsenal fan, just seeing that, it breathes confidence into you. And I was looking at it thinking, you know, we're definitely not losing this game today. Just looking at it, like, just looking at us getting that goal, I thought that straight away. Second half, we come in. Arteta must have given them a real good talking to, because they were a total different team. Like you said, Declan Rice, what a finish outside of the box. Either him or Trossard are probably the only guys that are bagging that. You get me?
Yeah.
Arguably Zubimendi, but I don't think we've seen too much of him doing that outside the box. So there's two players that are probably you want it to fall to, and it fell to Declan Rice. Coming back off injury, like you said, is it a risk to play him? But sometimes in these games, especially when teams like Bournemouth make it difficult for you, you've got to take the risk, because we've got a very, very good squad now. And it shows when you're bringing off Trossard off the bench, when you're bringing off Jesus off the bench, when you're bringing off Saka off the bench. You get me? And when Bournemouth are looking tired at these points, and we're just putting injection of pace up front, and teams that can do that are teams that can win the league. And I am confident this year that we are going to win the league. I've said it pretty much from early on. I haven't seen Arsenal with this much squad depth in such a long time. And it's not just squad depth of players that are okay. They're top quality players that could fit in probably any other 11 in the Premier League. So as an Arsenal fan right now, it's a very good time. But Bournemouth, man, they made it difficult for us getting that second goal. You're thinking, oh, come on, Arsenal, don't do it now. But this is the difference between the Arsenal of now and the Arsenal of 2 years ago, because the Arsenal of 2 years ago would have probably drew that game. And this Arsenal now, you can see with the boys a couple of years older, a couple of years more together, a bit of experience added into the midfield with Zubimendi, with a brilliant football brain. Get me Odegaard coming back into the team now. You can see the experience is there, and that's what we're going to need to push us through. Like we've seen Man City today drop points. I'm sure we'll touch on it a little bit later on or whatnot. However, we just got to keep focusing on us and driving forward, because we've got a big game coming up against Liverpool, and it's a must. We win that game, the boys are going to feel untouchable. 5 wins on a bounce. Is about time that we start getting them green wins in a row, because them little draws here and there, they're what cost us the title, because Man City are no joke. You get me? We've seen what these men are like, but at the moment, they're looking like a wet fish.
Long may that continue, James. I saw your reaction, obviously, but it's a day later, and the table looks the way it looks, and it's not changing for at least another game week.
Yeah, getting that win against Bournemouth and then just being able to sit up and watch. It was a really weird Sunday of fixtures, wasn't it? It was a Saturday fixture schedule. I don't know why they did that. So, and I just had a vested interest in Man United away at Leeds. You just thought something could happen there. Fulham, Liverpool was a great game in terms of some of the moments as well. And then obviously Chelsea did us a big favour. So to be able to do that, put your feet up for the whole of Sunday, but now we can also enjoy Tuesday, Wednesday. So sometimes you just enjoy a win that a little bit more, because it just opens up a world of football enjoyment for the next few days. So thanks for that, Arsenal. Agree with everything Premzy said. The Bournemouth started well. They stuck it on us, made it difficult for us. I think I got 2 takeaways from the game. One, I thought this was a very tactically high-level game. There was a lot of Bournemouth high pressing, us trying to go long, us trying to play through their press, not sure whether to go with the centre-backs wider, with Saliba central, with Timber bombing on, Zubimendi dropping deep, or Rice. We were trying a lot of different things, and it was so interesting. Just let me make it clear, this doesn't make for a good watch. It's not the best football in the world, and it feels like a game of chess. But I do think there's a lot of that between Arteta and Iraola in that first half in particular. What I really liked about the second half was 2 things. I think Mikel Arteta deserves a lot more credit than we're giving him this season for the management of the squad. I don't just mean rotating, like he brought in Martinelli and Madueke, and obviously Madueke played a big part in the goal and had a good game largely. But I think the fact that they recognised Declan Rice wasn't fit for Villa. Cool, we tweaked things. We still went and beat them 4-1, but he was good enough to start this game. They start him. He plays a massive part. And then in the first half, where I thought we were really frustrating on the ball, a lot of booting up the pitch, a lot of misplaced passes, quite sloppy at times in possession, he clearly made some tweaks and some changes. And in the second half, we were much more on it. We were much more purposeful with our passing. We took care of the ball a bit more. And then when you score the same goal 3 times, that ultimately comes down to tactics to a degree. Madueke driving to the byline, cutting it back, eventually falls to Gabriel. The Declan Rice one is also 2 cutbacks. When you're scoring a similar type of goal 3 times, that speaks to a tactic. So I just think Mikel Arteta is having a great season, not just because he's coached us on the training ground and we're going out slapping teams, but because you can point to games where we've gone behind and turned it around. We never used to do that under Mikel Arteta. We were terrible when we went behind in games. You can see second halves where we're coming out a lot more on it, like Tottenham, a goal within 30 seconds, like Bayern Munich, where we killed them in that second half, like Villa, like Bournemouth in this game too. I just think he's having a great season, Mikel Arteta, like a really, really, really good campaign. It's not just the players, it's not just the squad depth. He's coaching us to a league title at the moment. And it's really good to see. So those are my main takeaways, that it was tactically fascinating and Arteta more than played his part in that.
Can I just touch on something there where James talks about killing teams off? I think that's something we do need to do a bit more of, because there's too many times, where we get the first goal and we're resting on our laurels. We're sitting there knocking it around. Like there's no urgency to go and just put your foot on the neck. And that's what we need to do. If we can go and score 2-3 goals in the first half, which we're more than capable of doing against a lot of these teams, you're nice. Then you can start rotating players nicely. There's injuries are not going to be a problem, especially when you got a squad this size, that when you're replacing quality is like for like. And I think that's something Arsenal need to do. And Gyokeres as well. He needs to be a lot more clinical, because we all wanted him. We all wanted him over Sesko. I don't know if you guys did, but me personally, I did. However, you got to call it as it is. This guy is just, he's moving like a slug. He's moving like a slug. There's nothing to him that I can personally see at the moment. There's little odd bits here and there that are looking good, but I've seen Havertz do a lot more in the forward position than I have Gyokeres in the time that he's been here, and that's just being real. But I want it to work for him, and I hope it does work for him. I think there's a real player in there. But either the team are not playing to him, or he's not getting himself involved in the game too much. But I think his technical ability doesn't allow him to get involved in the game too much. So we've got to try to play to his strengths a little bit as well. And I don't think we do that as a team. And we've seen it again in this Bournemouth game.
Yeah, I think we should definitely touch on Gyokeres a bit more, but you said something really interesting there about killing teams, because I've had that frustration, like Brighton. We should have killed them off long before they got one back. Palace should never have gone to penalties. Everton, I think we left a couple goals on the pitch. So I completely agree. Let me just play devil's advocate for a second. I might have said this a couple podcasts ago, so apologies if I'm repeating myself, but I do wonder whether Arsenal's want to contain games maybe isn't as bad an idea as we think. Like, we saw City today go 1-0 up against Chelsea, and they always want to score more goals, but they just couldn't. We saw Liverpool, actually, no, that was really late against Fulham, so that's not a good example. We saw City at Forest, they went 1-0 up, and they end up conceding the equaliser. Okay, they find a winner, but this is a team that have the firepower, that have Haaland, and yeah, there have been a few games in the last few months where they have been able to find the second and the third, like Sunderland. But largely, like, it's leaving them quite open in games at times, maybe chasing that second goal. I just wonder whether Arsenal, like, the reason they ultimately go to contain and just calm the game down is because they don't want to give the opposition, like, a sniff in terms of encouragement. And ultimately, the more you go and try and get that other goal, the more you're leaving space behind. Like, do you guys think maybe it's
I do hear what you're saying, but at the same time, we've got arguably the best defense in Europe. So if you can't risk it with the best defense in Europe to go and step on a team's neck, when can you risk it? Because nobody's saying go full pelt, but we're very, very passive. We get the goal and it looks like we're not interested for about 10 minutes until they get the ascendancy, and then we start trying to pick it up. So I do hear what you're saying, but at what point are we then going to be able to let the reins go? Because Timber for me is top notch. Saliba, Gabriel, top notch. Calafiori's coming this season, unbelievable. If he's not there, we got top cover in Hankape or whoever it might be. You got Declan Rice, you got Zubimendi. Them players there should be able to be enough to make our forward attackers think, you know what, we can go full pelt. I seen Jurgen Klopp teams, they weren't worried about containing themselves when they went 1-0 up. They were looking to kill people off. And that's how they won the Premier League. That's how they won the Champions League. So I do hear what you're saying. Like, we do need to be cautious and not be the Arsenal of old. As soon as we score a goal, we concede. But as an Arsenal fan at the moment, I'm very confident in the defence that we have and the structure that we have for us not to really have too much of an issue with that. And yeah, we can pick and choose which games we do this in. But more often than not, that's what we should be doing. Against the bigger teams, we could be a little bit more reserved and watch what we're doing. But against the teams that we know that we can do it to, let's do it to. That's all I'm saying with it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, our balance. Jordan, you come in now anyway and give me your thoughts, because I see you listening to the conversation, and you haven't spoken yet. But
I think the boys deserve a lot of credit for what was not an easy win, but a professional win. And I think in a week where there's been so much noise in terms of weird/poor results from other big teams, I have to just kind of come through this week. And let's be honest, the Christmas program with an immaculate record, that deserves credit. But Bournemouth are not on a very good run. I think they've not won in 11. But I still rate Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth are a good team. And I think Bournemouth at home, I rate Iriole. He's a good manager. And I kind of bow to all of what James was saying earlier on about how they made it hard for us. And Premzy started off by saying they did press us in that first half so well. They man-to-manned us. They pretty much went man-to-man on us. That first half, we didn't... I don't think we were good in that first half, which lends me back to something that James, I think, said a few weeks ago. I think you said it, James. And it's been in my mind since, right? And you said we waste halves. I think you said that, didn't you? Is that you?
You always praise me with great quotes that I'm not sure I said.
I just assumed that if it's something smart said on the pod, it must have been you, because it couldn't have been Turkish. So I just thought it must have been James. All right, it wasn't even you.
I think I've said that before in my life, but yeah, maybe.
I heard somebody recently say Arsenal waste halves. And I think it's so true. How many games this season, boys, have we? How many good first halves can you count in comparison to good second halves? The gap is huge. The gap is huge. And whilst it's not been a problem so far this season, generally, I don't think you can waste a whole 45 minutes and not do anything. I don't think we were poor. We just didn't do anything. And it's been so many first halves this season. We've not been poor, but just not done anything. Mikel does what he does at half time. And in the second half, where we're on things, great. But I just don't think we can waste. You can have poor sections of halves, but there's too many times when 45 minutes are going by and I'm like, nah.
But do we waste it?
Huh?
Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry playing devil's advocate, but let me just paint it in a completely different way. For what it's worth, right, let me just carry it by saying, I don't think we were good in that first half against Bournemouth, and I don't think that was the intention. Let me just say that. But for devil's advocate, you're away to Bournemouth. It's a night game. They're up for it. They really need a win. They're going to be all over you. So instead of always trying to play pass, and let them stick onto you, you go long a bit more. You make it a physical battle. You try to beat them on aerial duels. You make it a really disjointed game. They're chasing you all over the pitch while you're trying to play out the back. You're going wide, you're going deep, whatever. You exhaust them. You make it a really scrappy affair. And in the second half, you get on them. And then when they did pull one back to make it 3-2, they did nothing. They had no gas in the tank. Every ball that fell into the middle of the park, we ran all over it. I couldn't believe how many times Rice, Zubimendi, Marino just swept up the ball in acres of space in the middle of the pitch, because Bournemouth basically just didn't have the legs to get back. So I do actually agree with you. There are too many games where, like the Villa first half, second half.
That's probably... Sorry to cut you there, but the Villa first half is an example of where I thought we were poor. I thought we were lucky. We didn't have time to discuss on the last pod because there were 6 of us. But that first half at Villa against Villarreal at the Emirates, that was bad. They were going from midfield like...
Yeah, I agree with you.
Quite naughty then, but I won't say it. But they were running through us like something. Do you know what I mean? It was not good. But there's other halves where I don't think we've been bad, but just done nothing. But I take your point. Maybe it was fair. No, it's a theory that is fair. Maybe you got to kind of go through those kind of meh halves to work them out, bide your time, be patient. I've got bigger guns than you, so we can go bang for bang. But in the 85th minute, I know who my money's on. So maybe it was a case of that. I just wanted to make that point because I thought there's been other games where I thought 45 minutes we have wasted. I thought how we saw the game out, as you just said there, James, was really impressive. That last 10 minutes after their goal, they didn't do anything. I thought the professionalism of how we saw that game out. I'm normally a bit like 3-2. I can see a third goal coming here, but I actually wasn't. I was pretty confident we were going to see that game out 3-2, if anything 4-2. So I liked how we saw the game out. I thought the boys did really well in that sense. Can we just talk a little bit about Rice and Gabriel a bit more, because they got the goals right, but I want to just kind of just pick them up a little bit more individually, because they're seen as like our 2 leaders, right? The 2 people that people say are our captains without the armband. Gabriel, first of all, The mistake he made, no issue with it, right? It's a mistake. It's an error. It can happen. I'm not vexed about it. Cool. I'm not saying that because A, he's a fan favorite, or B, because he's got credit in the bank from previous months and years. If Gyokeres did that mistake, I'll say the same thing. It's a mistake. It can happen, right? There's time to recover. It's January. But I just like the way that he seemed to embody this vibe of, all right, cool, I've messed up. We're not leaving this pitch here having lost this game because of me. I'm not having it. I'm not having us dropping points today because of me, where I've got to put in a good defense display from here on in or score a goal. He did both, by the way. We're not leaving this ground here because of my error. And within 10 minutes, good strike, by the way, really good finish, to get that goal and then play how he played, just says so much about the attitude that he has. Forget his ability, his attitude and mindset. We're not leaving here without 3 points because of me. It's not happening. I love that. I mean, Declan Rice, the fact that there's a video going around where, again, on the Villa game at the Emirates, he came on the pitch at the end. I don't know if you saw it. He's talking to Morgan Rogers. And I think what he kind of making a thing with his hand. And I think what he's saying is, my knee blew up. My knee was like that big. I think that's what he's saying. So if that's true, and for him to come back for this game, by the way, I'm vexed because all season I've been playing Rice, my fantasy football team. I take him out for one game. One game I take him out and he scores 2 goals. But anyway, but for him to come back in the team and look flawless, like nothing's wrong, bang 2 goals and boss that midfield, again, it speaks to the mentality of these players. They're locked in. They are so locked in. And I don't really care who the captain is anymore because I know we've got so many leaders on the pitch. Them 2 guys there are just, I don't know who you guys think is currently winning that battle for player of the year so far. I think most are saying Rice. I'm leaning towards Gabriel, but whatever. We can have that debate now or another time. But I just wanted to big up those 2 because beyond the goals, their attitude is what really, really kind of impressed me. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Villa scored that consolation goal and no Rice and no Gabriel on the pitch.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a coincidence. So, but beyond the goals, those 2 guys they're locked in. They're showing attitude that I'm like, yeah, they're in the zone, and I love it. I've got some criticisms, but while we're being nice, I'll leave it there for now.
I think that the whole killing off thing and playing in halves or having great halves rather than great 90s is I agree, but I think that's gear 4 or 5 we have to find. I think that's the one criticism that I do find in this side is that, you know, because even in this game we had between the 18th from Rice's goal, which is the 52nd minute or so, we didn't have a shot on target, I think, or a shot at all. I can't remember which one it was, but even in this game we showed it, and that was a goal to get back, you know, to level terms. So I think that's gear 4 or 5, but that's why it goes one way or the other. That's why the confidence is where it is with me, because we are not, we've got a great balance, but I still think we get to find the right balance. Do you get what I'm saying? It's great because it's got us top, we're solid, we're hard to beat, we find a way to win. The opposition manager, game after game, if you listen to their press conferences, they're all like, listen, we try and we just can't stop them. They find a way, you know. They're all saying similar things. So that it is great, but I still feel like there's a couple layers to unlock that, you know, hopefully Mikel unlocks it. I look at the players and I'm sure we'll get into them players that are there to unlock it and some of them coming in the window. But that's probably where the criticism comes in or maybe some of the doubt, and we don't want to go there yet. But Declan Rice, for me, edges it in terms of the Gabriel thing. Just because Gabriel had an injury, Declan Rice remained throughout, and I just think that just gives him the edge. And I just feel like Declan Rice is just getting going, which is mad to say because he's put in so much work already. But it just feels like now we're getting to that stage of the season. Rice has been there now. You know, this stage of the season, even he knows what it takes. He's been there, done that, you know, star showing against Real Madrid. But he said in the post-match interview, we've been here before, and I love that. Because that is the balance to it all. That is the, you know, keeping your feet on the ground, because we've been top at Christmas, we've been top in the new year, you know, we've been 5 clear, 6 clear, 8 clear with a game played more or something like that, and we haven't won it. So he, you know, as much as all's going well right now, the hard work is still to come. All competitions coming at once now. You know, we've got FA Cup, League Cup, all in quick succession. back to Premier League, Liverpool, Man United sandwiched either side of cup games in between, Champions League, Carabao, and FA Cup. So as good as, as great as he is and as good as he's playing the mental side, like Jordan said, him and Gabriel, but Rice in particular, that's why he gets the calls for captain. I know it has felt harsh on Odegaard over the years, but that's just because of what Rice is as a character, as a, what he exudes, and that you can't help that. Yeah. So when Adam said that, it's because of what Rice is, not necessarily what Odegaard isn't. When you compare them, do you get what I'm saying? That when you compare them, like Odegaard's done his thing for us, but Declan Rice is the leader. Gabriel is a leader. Odegaard just does it in a different way, but we warm to Rice because Rice is, when you see a man put in 110 every single game, calling to be subbed, 20 minutes later, running the full length of the pitch to relieve some pressure off our shoulders.
Rice has been consistent for a few seasons, though. Odegaard's hit and miss season on, season off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what's put on Rice, sorry, just quickly before the boys come back in, the other player I wanted to mention as well is Zubimendi, because Rice is as good as he is largely because of Zubimendi. And I don't want to be a tactical and like it's the things you can't see, and it's but if you look at Zubimendi's play, he's so intelligent. He's so smart where he puts himself on the pitch, which allows other people to do what they need to do. And again, James did say this a few weeks ago. The fact that neither are 6s or 8s, they're kind of both, and they kind of take it in turns. Yeah. Kind of like, right, I'm going to hold and control this thing. You go forward. Now you sit and I'm going to go forward. You never really see either of them just sitting or advance. But I think Zubimendi's brain, he recognizes the athleticism and the goal threat that Rice is. Invariably, he's happy to sit more and let Rice go. And Zubimendi's not strong. He's not quick. He hasn't got the legs. But he's a bit like David Silva. He's so smart. If you've got brains, you don't need to be overly quick. You just need to be positioned very, very well. Anticipate where the ball's going to be, where you need to be to help create angles for your keeper and for your center. Do you know what I mean? So I just think Rice will get all the plaudits and rightfully so. But he said it himself, I think. He said that I'm playing better because Zubimendi allows me to go and kind of do what I want. So I just think let's not overlook Zubimendi's influence on his team. Because Thomas Partey, I love Partey. I love Thomas Partey. And he has weapons that Zubimendi doesn't. But I think Zubimendi has a brain that Partey doesn't quite. And I thought Partey was quite smart. But I just love the way he puts himself on the pitch, which enables others to do the kind of glamorous headlining things, while I'll just kind of hold it down and do the dirty work, if you like.
But Zubimendi, right? Because he's not like 6'2" or considered a box-to-box midfielder, I think it's going under the radar, like how athletic he is. When we signed him, I really thought he was a slightly sturdier Jorginho, basically. This guy covers blades of grass. He's a monster in the air, like phenomenal aerial ability for someone who's, I think, 5'10".
I think he's top 5, James. I think he's top 5 in the league for aerial duels. Last I checked, he was top 5.
That wouldn't surprise me. He's brilliant in the air. So often he slots into the defense to defend long balls. But also, I think I read a stat that he won back possession 12 times against Bournemouth, which is the most of any Arsenal player in a single game in the Premier League this season. And I noticed against Villa, he was putting fires out everywhere. And I don't know, maybe because Spanish midfielders aren't typically known for that. They're known for what they do on the ball, for not always being the quickest, but having, superb fluidity in possession, and their positioning is brilliant. But this is a guy who covers every blade of grass on the pitch. Like, he might not be the absolute quickest, but my word, he's so intelligent. He knows when he can get there. I didn't even think Zubimendi had that great a game. I thought he was pretty good against Bournemouth, but he is proving, like, on and off the ball, unbelievably reliable for us.
I think Trossard needs a big shout out as well, because this guy, he gets some very, very important goals for us. He gets them at the perfect timing as well. When we're under pressure, we're under the cosh, he'll come out. When we need a winning goal, he'll step out and he'll score. And that is massive, man. That's something that you need in this squad. And he is one of them players that will just get a goal out of nothing. Him and Rice, like I said before, probably only 2 players that are going to score outside of the box. And he's not afraid to shoot. We've got players in the team that are afraid to shoot at times, where he's not afraid to shoot. Sometimes Saka should pass more rather than shooting. And Trossard has just been unbelievable this season for me, and I think he deserves a shout out as well because he was ready to go. He was ready to go.
Yeah, I think. What did you say?
Nah,
James?
man, Van Trossard. Sorry, I brought him in for Rice, my fantasy team. He did sod all. So actually, now forget him, man.
Oh yeah. I was going to say he's in the Player of the Year combos, but he's not quite where Rice and Gabriel are. But he's having an unbelievable season. But
you can't doubt the importance of him, though, bro. If you actually go back and see how important the goals are that he scored for us, and if you take them goals away from this team at them particular times and games, wow, it's a bad thing.
Yeah. Can I say though, I thought him and Jesus' cameos, Hall of Shame cameos off the bench from those two. I love them. I think they're great, but they were awful when they played terribly. Like
Jesus was really
bad. But that's fine. Whatever. You're forgiven. We love you both. But they were shocking. Anyway,
just before we move on, Premzy made a good point there about finishing from outside the box, Trossard, and he does. Someone sent me a compilation. Just going back to Rice quickly. Of all of Rice's goals, I reckon 75% of Declan Rice's goals are either outside the box or on the edge of the box. I couldn't believe how many of his goals are from the edge of the box or outside. You really forget the amount of bangers he scored. He scored a few headers inside the box and the Man United goal in the last minute. But the majority of his goals are from outside the box. And I didn't realize I've forgotten how many he'd scored from distance, which I think is another weapon that I've been calling for. Goals outside the box. Odegaard's got, I think, 2 this season. Trossard's got a few. Rice has got a couple. That's another weapon that I think is going to help us long term as well.
Jordan, this is a massive point. And I'm still trying to quite figure out how Arsenal are doing it. I think it's something to do with the fullbacks getting forward. I know you don't rate Gyokeres, but I do think he's giving us something in terms of occupying defenders that open space. No, seriously. But let me just, I've got this for a video tomorrow, and I covered it last week as well on the Gooniverse. This is every goal we've scored from distance this season. Zubimendi versus Forest, Eze versus Palace, Waneri versus Brighton, Trossard versus Sunderland, Eze versus Spurs once, twice, 3 times, Madueke versus Bruges, Martinelli versus Bruges, Odegaard versus Brighton, Trossard versus Villa, Jesus versus Villa, and Rice versus Bournemouth. All the goals that I've been saying Shirky and Foden can pull out, or Rodri or De Bruyne have for City, McAllister and Gravenberch last season for Liverpool. I kept saying we need those goals from distance, those goals from on the edge of the area, because they're always going to clog up the penalty area. They're always going to say, no, we're not going to give you the space to play. Something is giving Arsenal that space, and they're hitting it a lot more, because that's a massive list that we definitely didn't have a year ago. So I'm glad you brought that up, because there's no question we've been so much better from distance this season.
James, let's cut the crap. Is that your way of saying Gyokeres is worth it? Is that a long-winded way of saying Gyokeres is definitely worth 65 mil? Is that your take?
Listen, Jordan. I'm glad you brought it up. Subscribe to the Gooniverse tomorrow. The truth about Victor Gyokeres is the video. Tune in. You might.
We've got to give Gyokeres a full year in it. Like, we've got to give him a year to see what he can do in it. I'm not trying to judge him to it. Right now, you can see that he's not up to speed in it. He doesn't look like the player.
I'll give him credit. The what goal was it?
Second goal.
The second goal. He's occupied like 4 defenders, to be fair. He's holding off like 3-4 man. So
Martinelli both done well.
You know what though? I thought when he comes in, he was going to be a lot stronger than what he is. When I'm seeing him getting bundled over left, right, and centre, I'm thinking, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? When I'm looking in Sporting, this guy's looking like a machine. No, even when he played against us, he was looking like a machine as well for Sporting. But now he's just, I don't know what it is.
What did you lot think of the lineup? Because obviously Saka and Trossard both rested before Liverpool, but Gyokeres started the game. But then Jesus comes and stinks it up as well. So, we are going to move into the Liverpool game too. But I guess this conversation probably does it. Because, Gyokeres didn't do well, but Jesus come on and didn't do any better. So, James, how are you feeling about that?
I'm going to throw it straight back to you. Like, what did you think? Like, because I think that was more changes than we would have expected. And I thought they were stranger stuff. Like, I think me and you probably wouldn't have started Madueke, Martinelli, or Rice, or Gyokeres actually. They all started, but I thought of all of them. I mean, Rice is an obvious one, but I thought Madueke looked really, really bright. I don't think he was good the whole time, but I think his highlights were really good. Like, there were 3-4 moments where he just destroyed the fullback, and then the guy covering the fullback. But yeah, he was kind of in and out. Otherwise, yeah, Martinelli didn't really impress, but he did well with the goal. Gyokeres, I thought, did okay, but no. What did you think, Turkish?
I don't care who starts up top anymore, man. No, I've given up on the lot of them. I just expect the people around them to do what they need to do. Until I see something, that Jesus goal the other day was seeing something. Hence why I thought he deserved to start. Maybe him not starting was an indication he'll start against Liverpool, but his cameo didn't do him any justice there for an argument for that happening. So at this point, we're making it work without any of our strikers being able to nail down what a striker really needs to be doing. Like really at the core of being a striker, you need to be putting the ball in the back of the net. Havertz hasn't been here. Gyokeres has started every game, and Jesus has had cameos. Whoever it is. Havertz wasn't in the squad, which was interesting. A lot of people assuming, I saw load management. What load has he had to manage? There is probably a little setback there. So the choice is Gyokeres or Jesus. I couldn't care less.
No. Sorry, on that Turkish. Sorry, go on, James. Go on.
Okay, I'm just going to drop a stat. It's just a stat. Just take it. It's just a fact, and you can do whatever you want with it. Our win percentage in the Premier League when Gyokeres hasn't started is 40%. Our win percentage when he has is 87%. So we've won 13 out of 15 games when he has started, and we've won 2 out of 5 when he hasn't.
How many of those games did Saliba and Gabriel both play in together?
That's a very good question. That's a very, very good question.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay. Very well played. I don't have that to hand. Actually, let me think. So the ones, Sunderland, Saliba, and Sunderland away was Saliba and Gabriel, and yeah, I can't remember the others. So
explain to me what's going on with Eze. Is he injured and just sitting on the bench to look nice or something?
Sorry, just before we go to Eze, sorry, because I want to get into that as well, Premzy, but just finally on Gyokeres, I'm not going to batter him this week because I think my views on him are clear and are well known. Just a little bit of constructive criticism, I guess, for him. Again, people told me that his channel running was going to be a big strength of his, right? Running the channels, holding off man, cutting inside. That's a goal that he scored a lot for Lisbon, and we were hoping he'll bring it to us, right? And I've been really disappointed with that aspect or lack of it for our team. And Premzy, you started off by saying you don't know if it's him being poor or we're not playing well to him. I can't accept that, because I saw today, who was it? Liam Delap run the channel really well a couple of times and hold off his man and get shot on goal. I saw Brian Brobby against Man City as well in the week. A couple of times, channel ball, one arm up, hold your man off, run the channel, get a shot off. I've seen Thiago at Brentford do it. I've seen Mateta do it. I've seen lots of big men in this league. That channel run, one-on-one chance that I thought he'd be really good at, and them guys do it and him not. I don't know if he needs to just practice it a little bit more with some other guys in training, or I don't know what he needs to do. But he's doing that thing that Højlund did at Man United, in that he's either getting too close to defenders and allowing them to wrestle with him. So he's not been allowed to push man off. And I just see him too often too close to defenders. And I just think he needs to work a little bit on that technique of ball down the channel, getting the run right, holding man off, and spinning and turning to get a shot on goal. Because at the moment, he's really poor at it. And it's the thing that I was told he was really good at.
I agree. I do agree with it. Like, we want to see him score like how he scored when he came off the left and cut in and scored. We want to see more goals like that from him. I totally agree. Like I said, he hasn't been impressive for me at all. But the thing is with him, I just don't understand how a striker can score so many goals and just become piss poor overnight. You know what I mean? And obviously, we know Sporting League isn't the Premier League. However, he has done it in the Champions League as well. I mean, not Champions League, the Championship as well. And we've seen Ivan Toney, Ollie Watkins. We've seen players like that do it in the Championship and come to the Premier League and do it as well. So this is why I'm a little bit confused on the situation, because clearly he's a goal scorer. You get me? I think when we did sign him, or when we was looking to sign him, I knew myself he wasn't a brilliant footballer, but he just looked like a killer in front of goal. The issue I am having with him at the moment, even the few chances he has had to hit the ball, very, very tame, very tame. Now, I don't understand what it is. I always give every player a year, even when we signed Havertz and I wasn't agreed with it. I thought, look, let me give him a year, see what happens in it. So when I say I'm giving him a year, I'm giving him a year because that's just something I do with every player. I think for me, it's fair. But I agree with you. What we're seeing as fans is nowhere near good enough. And yeah, James might say we got better statistics with winning with him in the team. However, it could be cameoed by a lot of different factors as well. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure,
he's got a lot of work to do, man. He needs to get that cement out of his shoes rapid. I'm telling you.
You had an Eze question. Sorry, I cut you off, but you had a good Eze question.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with Eze because I have a feeling he's injured and just sitting on the bench to show presence and scare other teams. Because how is he not getting on the pitch? It makes no
theory. I've got to. I'll let the boys go first, but I've got a theory on why he's not playing.
I don't have a theory, so you might as well go with your theory unless James does.
Okay. Go on,
I'm just not worried about it. Like I don't think in these last 4 Premier League games there's any context in which I wanted Eze on the pitch.
He's not been good enough to him though, James, so he stays sharp. So when you do need him, he's not coming on and dragging his heels as well at the same time. It's been a few games now he's not played.
He's played. So Ødegaard's missed a lot this season. He's played way more minutes from the start than he'd have expected to. He's played in a brand new position in the 10 because at Palace he wasn't a 10. He's played it under the pressure of being, an Arsenal player, the pressure of title races. He's played week in, week out in the Champions League. He's also started quite a few cup games. He started against Brighton in the cup, started against Palace in the cup. I just think Ødegaard's in good form. Trossard is the form attacker. And when I look at the last few games, so what are they? Everton at home, Brighton at home, Everton away, Brighton at home, Villa at home, and this game. I think maybe Villa at home, he could have brought him on, but then Madueke, I had barely any minutes either. So I'm just not that worried about it. Like, I've just no doubt he will bring Eze in at some point. It's just not been the right context from the last sort of 2 weeks. I'm all right with it, genuinely.
I agree. I'm not worried about it at all. There's plenty of games coming up. I also think he's been taught a lesson by Mikel Arteta. I think that Villa goal at Villa Park really pissed him off. I think it really pissed him off. And for all the flack that I give Martinelli, and you know what I do, Martinelli doesn't concede that goal. Martinelli's not sleeping.
He doesn't. I agree.
And I actually remember when Martinelli come back from a bad injury about 3 years ago, he was benched for a long time and he was fit, but the fan base were like, why isn't he playing Martinelli? Why is he playing? He made him wait. He made him wait and he made him wait and he made him wait. And I just think he's teaching him a lesson. I think he's making him watch the games. I think he's making him angry. So when he does come on, hopefully impresses, I think he's teaching him a lesson. I think he's saying, yo, when you play in my team, it's not just going forward. You need to, that can't happen. That can't happen. So I think he's teaching him a lesson. There's plenty of games coming up. And I think that actually, whilst the foundation of our title charge will be made by Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, and Saka, I think getting us over the line will be people like Marino, Eze, Ben White, Trossard's first team now, so I wouldn't count him.
You're going to need a whole squad in it to get you over the line.
I think there's certain key squad players that I think come February, March onwards are going to really have big moments. And I think Eze, I think this half of the season, I think Eze will be okay. I hear what you're saying. It's been 4 games now.
I don't know. For me, I just want to see my players getting a few minutes in their legs so they can stay sharp. That's all it is. And I honestly believe that. I think Ødegaard came off and he came on for Trossard. Really, at that position, Eze could have really come on and got a few minutes in his legs. So maybe you got a point in what you're saying in regards to maybe punishing him, because I can't see why that wouldn't be the case, considering he didn't play for the last few games before that. And it's not like Eze's been poor. The guy's been bagging goals as well for us. We've got to call it as it is. Yeah, he might have made one little mistake, but overall, Eze's not being bad for us. He's come in and he's done a job. He's fitted in pretty well. That's my opinion of it. So for me, seeing him just sitting on the bench for the last, 3 games he's not played, is it? Is that right?
I think it's 4 now.
4. To be honest with you, bro, I want my players having some injection in their legs, getting running, getting a little bit of time there, so that when they do come on, they can make the difference.
I think Portsmouth will probably start, and there's 2 Champions League dead rubbers as well. Do you know what I mean? I'll be surprised if he didn't start in those games as well.
Yeah, and hopefully that is the case. Listen, Pep used to do with certain players. I think he used to do it with Foden in particular when he was young or younger. He's still young, but there was points in the season where there'll be bursts, a 6-week burst of a GA output from certain attackers. Even Gundogan done it one season for them. So I hope that's the case for Eze. I hope that's the case for Gyokeres too. And add everyone else to the list in attack, apart from maybe Saka and Trossard, who both probably lived up to somewhat their expectations or close to their expectations. But yeah, talking of Liverpool, then does the lineup pick itself? Are we assuming that? Are we assuming obviously Saka comes back in, Trossard comes back in. We was talking about striker now. So who will start up front against Liverpool?
Gyokeres will start.
Gyokeres will start. I'm gonna contradict myself in that I've always said all season, I don't think Martinelli's a starter for most games. Doesn't impress me because his strength is spacing behind. He'll murder you. If you defend deep and you have to take you on one-on-one, he's not beating you. He's not that guy. I wonder if this is the game where Liverpool will come at us and there will be spacing behind. And this might be the game where you do start Martinelli. I'm not saying I would start him. I'm just kind of putting a case forward as to why maybe it isn't obviously Trossard. That there might be an argument in this game against this team at home where you do start Martinelli. So I think it probably will be Trossard, Gyokeres, and Saka, and I'm fine with that. But I wouldn't be stunned if Martinelli started up front for us.
Up front or on the left?
On the left, sorry, on the left.
Yeah, I wouldn't be totally surprised. I would still go Trossard though.
You have to go Trossard. He was on the bench. He's been our best attacker this season. You have to.
On the flip side, Martinelli could come on because you got to think, is it Frimpong who the right back is, who's fairly quick as well. So Martinelli, that could get cancelled out pretty quickly. So
that's why you might start it, Premzy. Do you know what I mean? Because Frimpong's more like a winger. So there's bare spacing behind.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if you got Frimpong running pretty much 60, 70 minutes, you bring Martinelli on, it's done for him now. You get me? He's got 60, 70 minutes in his legs, fresh Martinelli in behind. I'm just working it out like that way. I'd definitely start Jesus over Gyokeres, me in this one, because Jesus is every time I've seen him play for us against Liverpool, he's always done well. Most recently, I was there at Anfield. I think we went 2-0 up and ended up drawing 2-2, and he was unbelievable in that game as well. So Gyokeres, I think he would offer a lot more than what Gyokeres is going to offer us. Yeah, Gyokeres might occupy Van Dijk, etc., or whatever with the physical stature, but I think Jesus is nimble, man. I would start him personally. I don't think he's going to start, but I would start him.
So 2 for Gyokeres, 1 for Jesus, and 1 I don't care, because I honestly do not care. Like, I understand the stats might lean towards Gyokeres doing this, but I also feel like what I would be doing there is doing the same thing we've been doing for Havertz and Jesus at times over the years, which is...
we might go Marino, you never know.
Marino's probably...
last year in this fixture.
In front of goal, probably got the best of the lot in terms of the record, but then you might not get all the other things that, maybe Gyokeres is bringing or Havertz brings in terms of the stats behind the lack of goals or whatever. But let us know in the comment section what you think. Striker up front, who should start? Like, hype, subscribe, do all of that stuff. We obviously moved on to Liverpool already, but Liverpool game is the last Premier League game for a couple of weeks, so it's a big one, not only because it's Liverpool, not only because they beat us in the first game round at Anfield last 5 minutes of Bosley. It's a chance to stamp our place where we are in the league, keeping the points difference for 2 weeks whilst we do Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Jordan's shaking his head.
No. I want to mash them up, Turkish. I want to mash them up, and I think we will. I'll get to my prediction when we get there in a minute, but I'm really want to win this game, because without looking at City too much, boys, and what they're doing, I really feel like we're in a rhythm now, and I don't think we win this league by 4 or 5 points. I think we have to break their soul and win it with 4 or 5 games to go. I think we've got to break their soul, and you break their soul by winning consistently. We've got to get to a point whereby when we win, they look, they win it, they win it, every single week we are winning, and they're getting pissed off, because as good as they are or have been in the past, if you have a 6-point lead now, every single week make them have to win just to stay 6 points behind us, you break their soul eventually. You will break their soul. No flinching, no blinking. Every single week, we're going to win and win and win. And this is done in April. Forget May. It's done in April.
They
That's
looked dejected today, you know. Did you see the City players at full time and their reaction to the goal? They look absolutely dejected. Now, look, City have actually come back from further against us. I think it was 8 points in 2023. But
they had a better team.
Well, I think they just knew. Like we're still better than them. Whereas this season, I don't think they have that feeling about us.
The tables look like they flipped in it. They look very Arsenal-esque in it, like when they need to keep up and they drop the points like we were doing at times. It looks very similar. But like I think I heard it somewhere that I think City got 5, 6 or 7 players in the team that haven't really won anything. So it's a total different contrast of having a team full of winners to obviously quite a few winners in the team, but a lot of a new crop that's coming that hasn't really won much. So I don't know, man. It's still City though, bro. You can't write these guys off, man.
A lot of people forget that though. That is such a good point, Premzy. Like Donnarumma, Nunes, let's call it Gavardiol at centre back, O'Reilly, Shirky, like, and even if you say Doku, who's got one, but like this isn't the group that have won the 3, 4, 5 titles. Rodri's back in now, but it's Nico. He hasn't got a title. John Stones and Diaz are in and out with injuries. Like, it's a really good point in that. But you're right. It's still Pep. It's still Haaland.
See, even that point, I saw Pep at the end of the game today, and I can't read his mind. Obviously, I can't read his mind. But I just got the impression, boys, that he's thinking, oh, even I can't. This might be a fight that even I can't win. Now, look, it's January. Let's calm down. But I guess the point I'm making is that I think we're better than City. But what's going to win the title is who's got the nerve, who's got this. And this comes from consistency. And I think if you can just grind him down every single week, this City team, I think you can break their soul. I want to get to the Etihad game with a 7-point lead. They want to get to that game with no more than a 3-point lead. If we can get there with a 6-7 point lead, we're in a good place.
We should get there with a bigger lead. Forget 7 points. I'm looking to get there with a double-digit lead. I'm looking at March of the time to.
I'll take the games in April. I'll take that.
This is a good Turkish to see, you know, fam.
Yeah.
It's 6 points now, bruv.
But the thing is, if it's double digits, by the time that game comes round, the league will probably be over.
Yeah, wrap this up early. Come on, lads. February, March. Let's do that and then focus on Champions League.
I'll take 7 now. Give me 7-point lead going to the Etihad. I'm taking that right now. They want 3 points. They're thinking if we can get it to them 3 points before the Etihad game, they'll
Etihad? 5 games to go.
Yeah.
We could win the league at the Etihad.
I am not taking
it.
No way, Jordan.
I would.
Think about what you're saying here. You lose that game at the Etihad, it's 4 points.
That's my point. I fancy us to go there and not lose.
Forget what you fancy. You're saying your take being 7 points behind going into Etihad. Have you not seen the way we've come? Forget that. We need double digits going into April.
I'll take 10. Either way, my point is that I want to break them and make that game almost irrelevant.
Look how mad football works, though. Look at it. Man City 2 points behind us now. The 6. All it takes is 2 weeks, and your whole world's
Yeah.
Can I tell you my dream, guys? Like my absolute dream scenario. We go to the Etihad. We don't have to win. As long as we don't lose, we're champions, right? Gabriel Jesus is through on goal in the 93rd minute to win it. He skies it over the bar with a big chance missed. It ends 0-0. We've won the title. And I share that clip of me celebrating the 0-0.
That's what we need to do.
If that is how we win the Premier League title, when I say I'm hiring I'm hiring a rooftop bus, what's it called? Open top bus parade. And we are going around with 0-0 slapped all over the bus. That is the way to win it. What are you looking at, Turkish? What?
No, I'm trying to see what budge you're smoking to see how you're dreaming.
Nah.
Just give
So
me
if
that
we go into
0-0 at
that,
the Etihad to win it.
if we go into that Etihad game, 13 points in front, and we beat them,
13?
we win the league at the Etihad. This is important to the heritage of Arsenal. Tottenham twice, Stamford Bridge twice, Anfield we've won it, Old Trafford we've won it. Let's add Etihad to the list. I'm on that.
Just give me 3 points on Sunday or Thursday. Just give me 3 points on Thursday. I'll take it.
We win the league at the Etihad. You're shaming me, Rob. I'm telling you.
Why not, bro?
I just think it'll be a statement if we can go there with a nice lead. Do you know what I mean? It's April. That's a long way.
We owe them one. We owe them hiding at their ground. Like, do you know how many times I go to the Etihad and walk outside? Yo, I'm telling you now, I want to look around and see man get smacked up 5-6-0. Like, we need to demolish a city like this. We do something like that. Yeah, obviously, I might just be getting a bit too gassed now because we're blowing so much smoke up Arsenal's house at the moment. Yeah, but look, if we could do something like that, and I think we owe it them, man, that would give the fans every bit of chest that they need for the rest of the season.
Oh, that was a little dream section of the podcast.
Yeah, we enjoyed that. Didn't we all, it's midnight at the time of recording.
I was only offering for 7 points. The man chatting about 15 points. Liam, I'll take 7.
Right, you gave a whole come on, I'll take 7. And I'm thinking, nah, brother, we need to try win the league there, man. Forget 7 points. Man. We need to
watch the next loose cannons. Arsenal missed chance versus Liverpool, and we're all just absolutely losing our head. City close gap with Brighton win. And we're all just absolutely tearing everyone apart. Oh, football, man. I'm going to enjoy these next 4 days while we got this lead. I'm telling you, I'm just going to enjoy it.
We should. We've earned it.
Yeah.
No, and also, we have been 6 points better than Man City. Like, when all is said and done, at this stage of the season, we have been, like, clearly the better team. That's not to say we're definitely going to win it. That's not to say they can't catch up. Rodri's back and all that. Cool. But I'm just so glad we have a lead that reflects. Because when it was that 2 point gap, I was like, how are they only 2 points behind us, man? Like losing 4 games by December 1st. Like some of the performances they put in, we've been much better than them.
Gabriel's injury, though, had a big part to play in that. Trust me.
Yeah.
Big part to play in that. And you can see, like, when he comes back on the pitch, he's a colossus. Honestly, as a fan, he gives you so much more confidence seeing him on that pitch. As soon as he walks on there, you just know he's giving 110%, man.
And just on Liverpool as well, they've got no Isak or Ekatike. They're both going to be out. So
that's out. Ekatike is a problem.
Well, he missed today's game, and I heard that it's touch and go for Thursday. So if they're both out, you were talking about owing Man City one. We owe Liverpool one as well. We owe them one too.
Who played up front? Who played up front for Liverpool today?
Gakpo.
Oh, okay. You know one thing about Liverpool, yeah? I know they've been dog this season compared to the standard they set last year. But I'm just looking at their results now, and I've watched a few of their games. This might sound really weird to say, but after they lost 4-1 to PSV, I think something flipped with Slot. And I think he just went, we have to tighten up at the back, basically. And their results, 2-0 West Ham, 1-1 Sunderland, 3-3 Leeds, 1-0 at Inter, 2-0 Brighton, 2-1 at Spurs, 2-1 Wolves, 0-0 Leeds after that, and then 2-2 Fulham. Look, I've not read out a great list of results there. There's way too many poor results in that. But I think they have, I think to their credit, they have tried to be a little bit just more contained. So it wouldn't surprise me if this game of the Emirates isn't that entertaining. I don't know if it's going to be super open. I don't know if we're going to get loads of space. I think Liverpool have, since that 4-1 PSV defeat, have tried to basically not completely and utterly chase games. It means they've drawn quite a few, but they're not like as free-flowing, but they're also not conceding as many chances.
It's a good point, James, because they're probably looking at it like their mission now is get Champions League football. And below Villa, all them teams are a mess. So they might be thinking, if we can go to the Emirates and get a point, that's a good point. Just get to the Emirates and get out of a point that they may set up to just, you know what I mean? So it's a fair point.
I watched that Fulham game, right? I know they went 2-1 up in the 93rd minute, But Fulham were the one who were a 1-1. They were the one trying to get the goal. And it was almost like Liverpool, like, keep it safe. Like, let's, don't do too much. Obviously, they ultimately found a goal. But, and then 0-0 leads, like I said, not a lot in it in the Wolves game. Winning 1-0 at Inter Milan, 2-0 Brighton. I think they've tried to just really simplify things a little bit.
Stop the bleeding.
Yeah, that's it. That.
I just don't want Arsenal to overthink it and don't show Liverpool massive amounts of respect, because we're a much better team than them. And we're at home as well. And really and truly, like Jordan said as well, I don't mind slapping these up as well. You get me? I remember, I was at the Emirates, I was gutted. I'm never going to forget it, Just as we started the game, a little flare, thinking, this is it now, bro. I got jumped on by about 5 security guards, kicked out as I'm getting dragged out, and that Martinelli scored in like 30 seconds. I'm thinking, just me, we hold them one. We need to slap them up. I think we won that game as well. 3-1 or something.
3-2, yeah.
3-2, but man, definitely, you're right, Jordan. We need to definitely put them to the sword as well. Let them know what time it is as well. Get me? Continue this run. And that's just another good name on the list, isn't it? Christmas, happy days.
Especially if City draw. If City draw again, I think they'll beat Brighton. But if City draw the day before, oh man, we have to go for the throat.
Yeah, that's it. The league will be done, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Yeah, you make it 8 points, 9 points at this stage. No, it's done. It's done.
Brighton on their day, Danny Welbeck can pull out with a few goals, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, man. Hopefully,
you never know. He used to go school with me as well, Danny Welbeck. Mad, that, innit?
Yeah, shout him, man. Tell him, man, get a couple on Wednesday, and we're nice, man. We're nice. DGW, we'll get the hashtag back. But yeah, Brighton do play Man City, and listen, Brighton, we've just played them. They've got something about them. Can they do something? Maybe, but we'll see. The tables have turned in terms of who plays first this week. City are up first. Obviously, our closest, Aston Villa are also 6 points away from us. They bounced back with a win as well. So currently, City and Aston Villa both on the same point, 6 points behind us. So yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. I mean, on Liverpool, is there anything else to talk about lineup wise? I don't really think so. I think we know what it is.
If Calafiori's fit, what would you? Because I think Nkapie has quietly been good for us. I think he's gone quite under the radar.
Yeah, I think he's being criticised quite harshly by some. I think he's been all right.
I
think he's been in the first 30 seconds. He had a very big moment against Semenyo. When the ball bounced into the box and he got his body in the way. Listen, if he gave Semenyo the space on his right foot in that box, that's 1-0 Bournemouth within a minute. And I know we eventually went 1-0 down and turned it around, but it wouldn't have been a good start to the game at all. So I remember that moment, and then I don't remember anything else. And as a defender, I think if I don't remember anything,
no, you're right. Defensively, he's been just as good as Calafiori, but on the ball, he's horrible. So
it's a bit erratic.
I don't think he's horrible on the ball.
Not horrible, but he's not Calafiori.
He's a bit erratic, I think.
He's a better crosser of the ball, though. He's a much better crosser of any left back we've got.
He's an invincible man. Get me? Out of all our defenders, he can stand there loud and proud. Tell you that much for free.
That's true.
Can we get a new song for him as well? That Nkapie song is so crap. And
what is it?
I don't know it.
What is it? I didn't sing it for us.
I'm not going to sing it, but they always
you brought it up.
It's the I thought you don't knew it. It's the most sung song I hear when I'm watching Arsenal games, and I'm like, it's based of an actual song, and they just change the words for his name in it. But it's crap. It's really crap.
How does it go?
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, man. There's a new Declan Rice song as well. Have you heard it?
Yeah, it's crap as well.
No, it's quite good.
No, it's crap. Which is weird. I think a lot of our songs are actually quite good. A lot of our songs
shooting everything down. You get me. We need to get fans like him out. You bring the negative.
This is why I'm upset, because I think a lot of our players' songs are actually really good.
Yeah.
But those two are rubbish.
Let down. You feel let down, mate.
Yeah, man. Come better, man. Come better. David Raya, he needs a song. We haven't got a song with David Raya. Let's get a song for him going.
Yo, these songs, man. Win a bloody league title and then sing, man. Fucking going back to songs again.
The Declan Rice one's fun. I just heard it back. It's good. Don't tell me like the Marino one. That is the worst chant we have by like a country mile.
Yeah. I don't love it.
How much Marino's grew on me though as a player. I'm not gonna lie. When we
my boy.
You get me?
That's my boy.
He's serious footballer, man. Like he no nonsense. You get me? What he does what he says on the tin, in it basically. Nothing more, nothing less. We know we can't run and all that, but he's effective. Very effective.
He's more one of those tins you find that the packaging's been ripped off, so it's just a tin.
No, I'm not having that. I'm not having
you
that.
Don't actually know what's inside. Like, you don't know what's this. You're gonna have to open it to find out, man.
Yeah.
Should you refrigerate it? Should you keep?
I'm out of order. I'm not having it.
I don't know. But Marino was chosen as star man by James, and he got a whopping 0 points for that. So let me bring up the table and how it's looking after 12 games played. So for audio listeners, I am top, re-extended my lead. I'm on 25 points. James is on 22 points. Jordan's on 18 points. He's risen above the guest, who is now on 17 points. Why? How? I picked Saka. Saka got an assist. I also picked the correct result, as everyone did. So 1 point all round there. But with Saka, I got the extra 2. Sharoy also picked Saka for the guest, an extra 2 there. And not Sharoy, sorry. Jess picked Trossard, sorry. So the guest only got 1 point, whereas Jordan picked Saka and he got the extra 2 points, hence why he's jumped up a place. So that's how it's looking, lads.
What a great game I've come up with, man. This is a great game. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm top, so I love it. That continue.
Do you know why it's great, James? Because after our recording, I forget who I picked straight away. So I come to the podcast, I'm like, I forgot who I picked. I don't even know who I picked.
Mainly I forget who you've all picked. So when this table comes up, it's a complete surprise to me. And then I see someone shut up. I'm like, what the hell's going on there? I love it.
You sure Turkish is not there putting random numbers in and that? These man don't sound like they have a clue what's going on.
We haven't fact-checked one of these. I haven't fact-checked any. For all I know, Turkish just going, I'll have a couple points here.
Exactly. Maybe I'll open ourselves up to corruption of the highest order here.
Yeah. He's not a local Man City, pipping man to the league. He's thinking about that.
What's the saying? What's the saying? If you're not trying hard enough, if you're not cheating.
Never heard that one before.
Oh, isn't that a saying? Oh shit. My life's been a lie. Fuck's sake. But yeah, let's do predictions. Premzy, when it comes to you, obviously guest is bottom of the table, so we'll all predict
guest points.
Yeah. Star man is obviously who you think will get the most points. We lean towards attackers. They got the best chance of it, but there's been a couple picks of Raya and Gabriel amongst us as well. So I'm gonna go 3. Wait. I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal, 3-0. And I'm going to go Saka star man. James.
2-1 Arsenal. And Starman.
It's your game, mate.
And do you know what? Victor Gyokeres. This is your moment, mate.
You know how many times we've tried this season between us?
I think we're trying
Jordan.
to get Wolves at home. We tried it.
We're trying to get that one hat trick he's going to score at some point. That one.
Yeah.
Go on, Jordan.
Well, I'm going Gyokeres as well, actually. Starman Gyokeres. If he doesn't score, I'm never picking him ever again. I was going to go 3-0, but I'll go 3-1 then. 3-1 Gyokeres.
Cool. Premzy, score and Starman.
I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. And I'm going to go for Odegaard as a star man. He needs to do something. I would go Jesus, but I don't think he's going to start.
Yeah, fair enough. Odegaard's a shot, though. 2 assists and a goal in his last 3 games. That was a nice pass to Declan. Goes under the radar, but he disguised it well. That's our predictions, people. We've all gone for wins. I've gone 3-0. Premzy's gone 2-0. Jordan's gone 3-1 and James has gone 2-1. Let us know yours, comment section below, and we'll wrap it up with comments of the day if we've all got them ready. And by all, I mean Jordan James.
Have you got yours?
Yes,
I've got mine, man. It's here, man.
You kick us off.
Can I be so real?
Why do you think Turkish was doing that to the screen before, bro? He was getting his ready.
No,
What was he saying again? What was that saying that you pulled up a minute ago?
wait, what is
Can I
that
be honest
saying? Let
with
me
the
search,
comments?
man.
They
You ain't trying hard enough if you don't cheat. Let me see if that's a saying.
That's the motto.
If you ain't cheating, it's come up on Google. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough. Is a popular controversial saying often attributed to Eddie Guerrero. Come on, man. Eddie Guerrero's an OG, man.
WWE Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero. I knew it was from somewhere. OG.
I'll hand over to Jordan first. Oh, sorry, Turkish. Didn't hear you. What were you saying?
I said you're thinking who the fuck is Eddie Guerrero, but he's a legend, man.
He passed away sadly, man, many years ago.
I'll let Jordan go because I'm sure you've got like 3-4 people to shout out, like maybe 6-7 comments to read. Go on.
No, I just got one. So I want to pick up my man who dropped off a parcel for me last week, right? Found the podcast for DPD, right? Big fan of the podcast, loves Big Six as well. I'm trying to remember I've got the video here. I'm trying to get his name. I want to get
his name's Ola. His name
Ola.
is Ola.
That's it, Ola, right. Ola, a big up Ola, who didn't even lie to me about his favorite on the pod was. I asked him, so on the pod, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Boy, I ain't gonna lie, it's Turkish, I'm like, brother, you can't even lie to man and still tell me that I'm your favorite. And no, anyway, shout out Ola. He loves Big Six as well, he said.
Love.
One comment is it's a nice one. I'll just go ahead. Absolute Hall of Fame lineup this was. There was a lot of love for Laura, Sharoy, and Jess as well. So I thought that was a great comment. Hall of Fame lineup, sick. One more picked out. I love this panelist. She who knows Arsenal, she who talks Arsenal, he who talks law, he who talks different football verses, he who talk loves for the love, he who talk loves for the football lovers, him who talk opposite of everyone else, talk a lot of crap, but we still love him. Now, I don't know who he's talking about. I don't know who he means, right? On that particular last line there. But I want to big up you for the poem, kind of, anyway. So big up you.
You butchered it. But yeah.
I did, sorry.
You butchered it. Absolutely butchered it. If that was poetry, then.
I ruined it, sorry. Big you up.
My one's a nice one. I've gone for a nice one. My one's from Daryl. He goes, I used to think that Turkish was Mr. Negative, but after listening to this podcast for a while now, Jordan makes Turkish look like a normal guy. Time for Sharoy to gun for the starting lineup and put Jordan on the bench. Jokes aside, keep up the good work, guys. Loving the podcast.
Jokes aside.
Yeah, that's actually the best one I could find. Can I say this to the comment? And I mean this all the love in the world. So many lovely comments about the last pod, and we've taken them all on board. But like, I wasn't laughing. I was looking for. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, come on, like they're all being a bit too nice to us.
What you want someone to get ripped, basically? That's what he's looking for.
Well, now I've invited a wave of hate my way, so that's coming. There were a lot of people saying that we should make sure we get Laura, Jess, and Sharoy back whenever we do the lives, which was actually something we discussed, wasn't it? So we'll see if they want to do that. And also, very random, I was in the car with my mum the other day chatting. She was saying she watches every Loose Cannon, so she'll be watching this now. Anyway,
big up, mum.
She said we need to go easy on Jordan. She said we rip Jordan.
Big up, Mumsy. Hold tight, Mumsy. Love for the love. Yeah, I'm taking lines now.
I said, don't worry. Like he's he takes the banter well, but she was concerned for you. So
thank you.
Not really a comment of the week, just some feedback, really. So
thank you very much. I appreciate it. Can we get Mum on as a guest?
She's newly retired, so I'll ask.
What, ageist?
No, it just means she's got a lot of free time, and our 11 a.m. recordings, or 11 p.m/8 a.m. recordings might actually make a bit more sense. But I'm not sure she'll show her face, but we can ask.
Please do.
Big up, Mum, man. Big up, Mum. And we'll take it easy when you can tell us how to deal with someone that talks as much rubbish as this Jordan guy. But until we figure that out, unfortunately.
He just said his mum literally said, "Go easy on me," in the next sentence.
Yeah.
No, but I gotta be honest. Would like to go easy, but how do you deal with it? I want to find out. I want to know. She's experienced, a veteran. So, Mum, sort it out. And James, big up. Premzy, big up. Jordan, big up. Community, big up. Show some love to Premzy people. Channel link is in the description. Obviously, there's other priorities in order, like we mentioned at the beginning of the show. But he will be back on YouTube, so make sure you're there. Road to 10K. Go subscribe. And if you're in Manny or up north, or even from London, and head over to Manny, he's got a shop opening soon. Where I should have asked you. Yeah, you ready to tell them shop name when it's launching? When it's
yeah, man. It's Bagels at 50 Stockport Road in Denton. About 200 yards from Crown Point Shopping Centre, opening up on the 10th, which is a Saturday of January. Happy days. Get me, make sure you come down. We'll look after you.
10th of Jan. 4 or 5 days away, people.
And if you say, what's it, discount code TLC, you get 50% off the first 4 orders. Is that? Are we doing that?
No, you put it in.
Say no more.
Did you say 50% off?
Yeah.
Are you coming all the way from London?
Killing his business.
It's all mad. But show him some love, people. Whether you're in the Manny area or not, you can follow his YouTube channel, subscribe, road to 10K, or you can show up at Bagels at 50. He gave you the info there. Rewind it if you didn't hear it. Save it on your phones and go show some love if you're in and around the area, whether now or later. James, Jordan, pleasure as always. Premzy, we'll speak soon, my bro. People,
We got Premzy, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Comment section, you know what to do. Like, hype, subscribe. Love for the love. We'll be back when we're back. Peace. We're out.